order. Time is 5:02. 5:02 p.m. We have a quorum. 2 additional are online in case that matters to you. And I believe we're in compliance.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. I invite you to stand with me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm guessing we have no public comments unless Jody has something to say. What do you know? And no questions were asked at our last meeting. Nope. I don't believe we had any communication or correspondence to make note of. Let's take a look at the minutes from the March 27th meeting.
Everything matches with my recollections. I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Great. Motion made by Christy. Do we have a second?
Second that.
Second by Mark Peterson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Say no. Motion is carried. All right, treasurer's report, Mr. Marshall.
Yes. I was just being distracted by a fellow work. Just trying to mess me up on that report. There is nothing of great urgency on the report that I put together. It just simply shows where we stand. No significant changes on anything other than normal ins and outs. However, we do want to recall that we've got, I believe it's give or take about 5,400, 5,500 that is coming out that we approved at the last meeting, which was at that point a little bit loose because we were looking at shipping charges, which Becky was able to get the charges knocked down nicely. So much for my trip down to Illinois. Oh well. It's okay, I can't say that I'm lying. But in any event, that is not reflected in here yet because this only goes through the end of March. So these numbers will change significantly, 5,500 bucks give or take at next month's. Actually, probably be. Well, we'll see. We don't know. One part of it, half of it will come out, and probably the other half will be next month or something.
Yeah.
It was half down, half upon delivery. Other than that, I don't have any other significant comments on this report. This shows the standard breakdown as to what's going on, what have we done. And in particular, when you look at this, if you really want to see the most recent stuff, just look at page 2, which would be on here, page 7, just to see the checking account and the savings account. Because everything after that is showing individual, groupings of accounts and well, here's how much we've got in technology or copier or whatever. But you can see what the activity has been for deposits in and checks out. Okay, there's no need to approve this or anything. If anybody got questions, happy to answer them on this. And then when we're done, if you've got any questions about this,
well, actually, I guess I'm actually looking at this with different eyes today. So on page 6, you've got the table that shows the different accounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that list has nothing to do with the physical accounts of a checking and savings and the CD, right?
Correct.
So you've got those. So you don't know how. So you don't really break down that we've got X amount of building maintenance in checking, savings, or
where the money is. No.
Right. Okay. It's just.
Well, that's if you look at page 6, the top portion are what were the various accounts as we're calling them,
kind of designated type.
Designated, correct. But then on the lower left corner, it shows where the money is.
Okay.
So you've got a checking account with balance as of the end of March of $949.74. Savings account was $25,000, and then CDs of 60,000. Those 60,000, one was a $30,000 one that'll be coming due here shortly. And the other was I think we did a 19-month or something like that. It isn't gonna come up for a while. And so that's where the 85,951.29 was as of the end of March. And so when we talk about, like I mentioned, this $5,500 that's coming out. So I made a random transfer here, basically of $7,000 from savings to checking. It's not reflected on here because I did it after the end of March, so that we would have the funds available to make the payment for the furniture, for the youth furniture. But again, at this point, it would be included within the 25,000 that's in the savings account. Does that make sense, Jeff?
And you would take that from the building maintenance and improvement fund?
That-
As
right.
the
That's where it'll
designation.
come out. That's where it will come out on the designated account at the top.
Right.
And so then if you were to follow along going through the subsequent pages, it would come out the building maintenance and improvement account that is shown on page 8, the top of page 8. So there will be a deduction shown there when I get to doing the report for April.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
so yeah, so you've got, so the checking and savings, so you're gonna have so transactions are showing up here twice. Right, they show once up here, whether it's checking or savings, and then below when it's affecting that specific designated or general fund.
Correct, the stuff on page 7 showing the checking and savings account, that could technically not even be in here. That is completely just informational, because those numbers don't go into the designated accounts.
Right, so that explains how you've got the ending balance of 949 and in checking in 25,000 in
Correct.
savings.
Correct.
So so this part is for the bottom part, and this part is for the top part.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
And yeah,
And I will say that I have simply followed along using the format that our fine business teacher, Mrs. Larilla, set up years ago.
okay.
And
Well, and actually the reason I'm asking is more for personal reasons, because I do some of the reporting for our church financials.
oh, sure, okay.
And I was like, well, maybe this would be more user friendly for our council and members, so.
Because, yeah, like some groups I work with, they actually have separate like sub accounts at the bank for a general,
Oh,
like,
that gets to be a lot.
yeah, right.
Exactly.
That's
It
how,
could be a lot.
I think that's how the city
So
has it.
there-
If
there
they
are-
can- If they have a police fund, they have a checking or savings account for police stuff.
So in this case, all of our liquid assets are combined for purposes of investing in general use, but then we just allocate them on paper.
Which is very handy for us because we can redesignate funds at any time for any reason and we don't have to change anything at the bank.
Right.
It's just the way
Sure,
we
sure.
designate it on paper.
Yeah,
And it also to be honest, it also plays into why it's nice to have all resources at one place. Which is something that'll be coming up here. I'll be going and checking on rates again. I just talked to Prevail when I made the deposit the other day. And of course, we'll have to play the game again. I'll get rates from everybody else, see if Prevail is going to match it. And if so, then I'll have to close out the CD and reopen it to get that rate.
so let me look, because I think when I was redoing my CD,
Mhm.
I think I saved the links to several banks to
Oh,
right to their rate page, so.
If you find, if
If
you
I
get
think of it, I'll
get
email it to you.
email it over. I appreciate it. All right, so anyways, that's the long and short, that's what's
Thank you.
going on there. Any other questions? Okay.
All right, hearing none,
Thank
I
you.
will say thank you, Bruce, from all of us. And next is Becky's report.
Right, so we're really busy, as proven by the report that Jody turned in, and yes, so we have lots and lots of going on. I'm excited to say that it seems like maybe it is starting to impact the circulation a little bit, which is nice. The first book purchases from Ingram came in It was a little messy, but it was the first time and we fixed it and everything's okay. Not sure that I love it, but they do have a bunch more titles, so we're gonna go with it. It's okay. And I am going to WAPL next week. That's the Wisconsin Association of Public Libraries Conference. It's just a day and a half. It's Thursday and Friday next week. Yeah, and today Linda and I did the ice bucket challenge, and it's on Facebook if anybody wants to see it. So that was fun.
You did?
I did,
Blanche?
because we changed it. I mean, see my wet stuff.
I read Jody's report online and thought that is amazing to
Yeah.
accomplish in 1 week. I was very impressed and want to say an official thank you to you, Jody, from the
I mean,
board.
technically, that's a month and a half.
That's okay.
Oh, if.
And a
that's
little-
what's- Yeah. Okay, that's-
And a little bit on here is Linda's yoga stuff too, but I just had to say I was impressed and very thankful for all the different types of things going on and the people coming in and
I've heard a lot of positive talk in the community, from different people, like, I talked to someone who's like, oh my, I'm gonna try the book club, and I heard someone like, oh, I'm gonna take my kid for this, so I've heard a lot of positive talk. So we find that encouraging, and there's activities for them to do, for them to talk about. News spreads.
good.
Um,
All right, any other questions for Becky about her report?
we're gonna puzzle this next time. Becky's my partner.
What?
You are.
I am? For puzzles?
Yeah.
All right, so we better win.
I'm
All right then. Staff meeting minutes were also included. Hopefully you got a chance to look that over. If you have any questions, now's the time.
So for Girls Night Out, I heard someone else tell me, and it looks like it was mentioned here, that you guys are gonna have some activities for kids while the women are out.
Yes, and we will have at least 2 staff members here and a bunch of high schoolers, so we will basically babysit for you.
Okay.
But we are still closing at 7, so you have to come get your kids by 7. But I think we said you could drop them off at 3, right? I think we said 4 hours. Yeah, so,
All right.
yep.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Plus you gotta stop here anyways.
For your Sam.
Get your stuff.
Yeah.
Anna would be a good person to ask if you need more
Oh, okay.
babysitters.
I don't know, let me know.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Very good. We are on to circulation report.
So yeah, this was exciting. We really recouped from March, right? No, from February. So these are always a month behind because I get the numbers at the end of the month, and since it's not the end of the month, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, but we really recouped from March, and the library just a little north of us did not, so. And yes, that's not the only mark of value, but it was kind of exciting. So, and obviously Overdrive is still going crazy. I do just want to mention maybe right here is that Overdrive is completely funded by the state. So if we do lose that federal funding, it is one of the first things that might go. So if you know of people who might be concerned about that, again, write to your people. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe they'll stop it, but that made me nervous. For some reason, that didn't cross my mind last month. I was like, oh, well, Badger Net, like all those resources are great, but whatever. But yeah, Overdrive will be a blow. Yeah. So.
One
Okay.
positive would be people maybe come back to the hard checkout.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got a silver lining.
I did not think that, but I was like, there's not a phone calls we're gonna get from people that are like, what happened to
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, because once you're hooked, I know, expect it to be there.
Yeah. It was nice to see, backtracking, but, with the circulation being up, I know there was commented somewhere in one of the programs that people checked out some of the books that were on display during the
Yeah,
session.
I've been trying to make sure to have book displays.
Yeah.
during Appropriate,
Yeah, so it's nice to see that working and, all
I
adding up
think
together.
we're doing a lot more displays, just regularly, monthly ones.
Mhm. That's awesome. Good deal. Glad to see you search up.
Okay. Any comments, Becky, from the Friends group or the teens?
So I applied for a a raffle license. I applied for a raffle license because the friends are gonna do a basket raffle in June. So we're working on that, and they've reached out to me. We're gonna clean out the shed and figure all that out, and then we will have a float in the parade this summer. I think the kids are really busy right now, so I haven't really heard anything from the teens. I think they're just excited for the table. But yeah, I guess that's it for those two.
Good. And renovation project, I don't think there was anything new for this.
No, except part of since we're being charged so much less for shipping than we were supposed to be being charged, when they tell me when it's going to be delivered, you will be getting an email in your inbox saying, please come help me move it. But other than that, everything's fine. So look for that and please respond. Because yeah, I was promised that nothing weighs over 100 pounds, so I think 2 people should be okay, but yeah.
We have a dolly at church too, like a tall one with big wheels to help lift and.
And we have one.
Okay, yeah, we have one too.
Okay.
It's just a matter of, they're literally just going to put it on the curb.
And our dolly converts to a cart.
Right.
It's probably during a rainstorm.
Yeah, no, I told them, fine, but you have to tell me exactly when you're coming. So we'll have a
Yes.
window and I'll ask for volunteers.
Okay.
Keep us posted.
Do you have an estimate? Like how
No,
many weeks
Like a
out?
not yet. I think in June, because I got an email today about the color of the chairs, and one color would mean that we were waiting till September and the other one meant that we would get them in June. So I'm thinking all of it will come in June. So.
All right. Did you have a comment, Jeff?
I was gonna say, if you do it during lunch hour, so, and I'll make sure I don't walk past here.
Wrong time.
Okay. No old business, new businesses, bills, you're next on the docket.
Okay, and there is just that one adjustment, which is why you guys have the new ones, because I printed the things out really early this morning. But so there's literally an envelope in Bruce Marshall's possession with $250 in it. And we're asking that he turn around right away and write us a check if the speaker comes on May 5th. So, but that is the only update to.
Oh, you're not yet. So what we have in the package here is not what you just emailed.
No, I gave you another set, didn't I?
The colored one.
The colored one.
Ah,
Yeah,
sorry,
that's okay.
gotcha.
Oh, and I'll bet. Yeah, and there is no copier money. I was like, I bet the colored one doesn't have the copier money, so not either. That's a holdover from last month, so I apologize. So I'm not giving you guys anything, well, I am. I'm giving you guys FLP money, I guess, and gift money. I'm asking for lots this month.
Hey, Brian.
Okay.
You have some time to spend the money.
There you go.
There you go, really? Said you were writing a check.
Brian, we're taking a look at the bills on the colored papers. Great.
And so the 250 that's in this envelope here, that was collected from,
So that was, I always put out a donation box when we do adult programs. And I give people the option if they would like to help support or continuing our programs, they can throw money in the box. And so I've been collecting for this year. Donations, and that's paying for Chad Lewis to go.
Super.
With Chad Lewis.
He's a Wisconsin author who does he's written a number of books and he does presentations. He has like Lumberjacks of Wisconsin, Gangsters of Wisconsin, Haunted Wisconsin. He's coming Monday the 5th. He'll be at the municipal building at 6 p.m. talking about bizarre history of Wisconsin.
Ooh.
I saw him in Rib Lake Library had him about a year and a half ago, and he did his Gangsters in Wisconsin, and it was really interesting.
Oh, good.
It was well over 100 people there.
I was at the concrete park for one of their craft projects, and they were talking about trying to get an author to come in and maybe have something there.
I've been talking with Anne. I have in the works Jeff Nanya coming.
Okay.
He's written the Spider Lakes mystery series, which are very popular with a lot of people. And they were going to host him for us.
Fantastic.
So I had to narrow down haven't nailed him down for a date yet, it's either gonna be June or July.
Okay. But I digress, but
Hey,
I know what I'm on.
so now I'm struggling to find the total bills above the line because we have so many columns here.
So it's that 26,800. Oh, no, that's not it.
Is it
Total
the
bills.
4,544?
Yes, that is it.
Okay.
Yeah, there are so many columns.
So there was something missing on this one copy?
Below the line, I didn't actually give Bruce that $73.
So that's
Gone.
you can mark that off.
Oh, that's.
from
Just too recent.
Previous. There you go.
That's good.
All right, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the bills.
I will make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Becky Steinbach. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Galen. Do you have those amounts, Galen?
Yes, yep, got them written down.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
I
Say no. Motion carried.
If I could, I would just like to maybe put a little footnote in there.
Mhm.
Just so that it is. Okay, there.
Oh, sure.
Because I just want to reflect, we approved the $2,867 last month
Right.
within the broader. Well, it was exactly the same, okay, within the broader motion on the youth furniture. So just as a side note, doesn't have to be a part of any approval tonight, but there is an additional check for the exact same amount, $2,867 that Becky is already holding for when the furniture comes in.
Very nervously, Bruce. I
What?
really don't want that in my possession. Very nervous.
I guess I just want to make, Galen, if you wouldn't mind, reflect that in the minutes. That we've already issued that check. It'll show up on a bill in the month that we actually take delivery, so maybe it'll be in June or something, but check's already been written, so.
all right.
Okay.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you for clarifying all that.
Issue an apology for being late. I thought it was at 5:30, I don't know.
it's okay,
The
Brian.
agenda close enough.
We knew that was likely to happen to somebody, so sorry it had to be you. Apology accepted. Okay, Becky, can you fill us in on the Civic Plus?
Okay, so apparently this is the police chief's baby, and it used to be Archive Social, and we have to have it. I was really hoping that Bryce was going to say that we didn't have to have it, but if we don't have it and somebody asks for something on Facebook, then we're in trouble. And John Thompson doubled that. You can read this. I was hoping that the police chief would tell me a little bit more about it. He just sent me a link. The website is huge. Oddly enough, I saw an ad for it on YouTube this weekend because, of course, now that I know what it is, I saw an ad for it. I was like, really? So, I mean,
See, you were thinking about it.
I
Or
guess.
when Facebook said, hey, she was thinking about this.
So I guess, I mean, it doesn't look like there's another really great option. You know, John Thompson did say, well, usage wise, is paying a third of it really fair? And again, I don't doubt that the police actually use it more, but I do doubt that we don't have more stuff to back up. And so, you know, if we go and we say, well, we think that the police should pay more, and then, you know, the Civics Plus comes back and says, well, actually, you're taking up more of our servers, so it should be you. So I guess, I mean, it's a lot of money, but now we know it's there. We're covered. Apparently, we have to be covered. So, I mean, I don't think that it makes any sense for us to go and try to find our own system.
What is it backing up? Just Facebook or what? Is there some other?
It's just Facebook. Apparently, there's an option to include other things, but Ifless hosts our website, so they have all of the website data. We did just get an Instagram account
We'll have to probably back that up too.
Mhm.
That's gotta get backed up as
Get
well.
back
But
Is it,
It's the
don't
same company.
Facebook and Instagram already
It's the
back
same
everything up?
company. They do, but well, Facebook doesn't keep it for long enough according to the records retention schedule. So and then, you're running into, if you just leave it on us, if Mark posted something on one of our things and somebody wants an open record of it and he deletes it, we're never gonna find it.
Well,
So,
and actually in this here, Mike is saying this company gets all the records together and sends them to us, so we do not have to go through.
exactly,
So,
we don't have to.
so
do
we can
anything.
just say, hey, we got a request for such and such, so it sounds like
Right.
it saves our people having to search through all the data.
What does it cost and
Well, we
how much
pay,
more are
we
we gonna end up paying?
Well, I'll have to find out if there is an extra cost for adding Instagram. It is underneath Facebook, so there's a chance that there's not an extra cost for just adding an Instagram profile. I can find that out for you. We paid the bill last month and it was like 1,400, right? Yeah,
Bring it this packet here. It said, Civics Plus is no longer gonna do it. So we're going to Archive Social.
no, Civic Plus took over for Archive Social.
Okay, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around. Yeah, so I mean, my recommendation is I just remember to put it in the budget next year and we just do it. And we can find out how much it'll be to add Instagram, and if it's another couple $1,000s, maybe we just don't use our Instagram account. I mean, honestly,
So that 1,400 is our 1/3, supposedly our 1/3, then the city itself has the other third, and then the city police is paying the other third?
yeah, so it's us, the clerk, and the city. And I don't know why they didn't get the DPW involved. My guess is because DPW doesn't have a Facebook page.
Probably. And I think of all three of those, we post the most.
Exactly, but like I said, like, we don't get the records requests, like the police, I am 1,000% sure are getting more records requests than us, like I've never had a records request from Facebook. But if the company comes down to the amount of, yes, I know. But yeah, but the amount of backing up. Probably that.
So the police chief in this says that, he says, I know it's pricey. Is it
Yeah.
already pricey? See, that's why I'm thinking it's gonna cost more because of that statement.
I mean,
think-
as of right now, the price, they didn't tell me it was going to increase for next year. I think he's just saying that he realizes that it's a lot of money.
It's like $4,500 for the
Right.
whole thing for the
His
city.
comment, it's already pricey.
Right.
It's already, right.
Yeah, like
Already.
this was the bill that we paid for this year, so now we won't get another one until 2026.
So it's a once per year.
It's,
payment.
yes, I double checked that with
Okay.
Shelby.
I would be interested, I think seems appropriate that they do a third. I would be interested though, if how do we access this? Is it possible for you as the librarian or Shelby as the city clerk or Chief Hofschild as the police chief to access it and just see, okay, are we sure that somebody is backing up all this stuff that we're paying for? Not that we gotta stick our nose into the middle of it all, but it would seem that we should somehow verify something. I'm assuming someone is receiving some update or report or something. It would be nice if we could just one time just see that, just to get some sense, and it might be interesting to see. Yeah, maybe 3/4 of all stuff being backed up is ours, but 70% or probably 100% of the open records requests are to the police department.
Well, if nothing else, somebody from the library, Becky, should be a contact for
Yeah.
Civic Plus, so
There's an
that
open
if
records
we get an
request.
open records request, that she, I mean, because.
So I guess that's-
Shelby, but.
On that line, have you ever had one where you've had to use this service? So you don't know if it works or not?
So we don't know if it works or not. Apparently the police have and it does, because.
Yeah,
the
well, I
police
mean,
is-
I'm not.
Well, they're charging us $4,500.
You
You don't think it's working? Well, where's your trust?
I will look into it. I might enlist somebody else to ask Mr. Hochschild if I need more help. It was kind of like pulling teeth to get info out of him. And I know that he's really busy and I know that he just wants to say it works, just pay for it.
Well,
But I will try.
The other option is one of us can just make a public records request and
Yeah.
Oh,
have
that's
it go
true.
through the system and see what it does.
But is that kind of like an insurance policy? Every time you file a claim, your premiums go
I
up?
was curious
Oh.
about that too.
We can find out.
Let me make a suggestion. Why don't I talk to the chief?
That would be amazing, actually. Please do. 'Cause I really, he doesn't usually make me feel like that, but in this case, I felt kind of like, oh, I'm bugging you.
I can talk between the chief and Shelby.
So
I'll answer my
besides
question.
paying for this going forward.
Yep.
Apparently, we were getting these benefits previously,
Yes.
and it was just being done at the city's expense?
No, I think we were getting expensed. I just don't think it was paying on our end.
Okay. So something has caused I'm gonna say an increase in premium likely.
No, I have been better about making sure that Shelby gives me every
Okay.
single check that she writes on behalf of the library.
Okay.
So I think it was probably a month where I didn't have all of the invoices in front of me, so I didn't see it come through.
Okay.
And I just happened to catch it last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just, like I said, I was trying to figure out why it wasn't on our radar before if something changed.
I feel like if there had been a really big pop in increase, I feel like he probably would have said that right here. Like that would have made sense to me. Like the first year it was
Yeah.
only $2,000 and now it's.
Because I would think, yeah, I think of it as an insurance policy, like, you know, we could test to see if it works, but I'm thinking it's there.
Yeah, let's
We're
not.
paying someone else to worry about that.
Yeah.
Open records request, the clerk has to start and then go to whatever department that, you know, is appropriate
For social media accounts?
for everything.
Okay.
I think for the social media stuff, Brian, I think that's where TJ gets called.
It could be,
I think they look to him, so you've got a full-time
or
person
they have somebody that's covering that.
that's covering the computer aspect. Whereas these guys, whatever this company is called, they're sort of our TJ for social media and that kind of stuff.
Maybe something to talk to DJ about.
Yeah.
You should, if you don't.
Maybe we get you a bundle discount.
All right.
I know votes needed there, just.
No, I think
You
we're
don't need
good.
action?
So Bruce will find out the questions. I mean, we already paid the bill.
Right, we already paid for it, it's just.
Really have an option.
I just wanted
I'll
to.
report it back.
Right.
All right, thanks for the information and we'll look for the follow-up information and if you need one of us to facilitate a test run, let me know.
Right, we'll let you know.
All right, no questions were submitted. Does anyone have a new business to add to next month's meeting?
Bruce had told us last time he needed on the agenda of the CD reading.
Right,
All right.
and I will, before the meeting, I'll go ahead and play around as Justin gonna shoot me what he found, if he finds it, and I'll talk to prevail. It sounds like they're likely to do the same thing again, but she couldn't commit to it. That's gotta be the Monkey Mucks down in Marshfield or whatever, or Medford or wherever.
Okay, sounds good. Keep in mind also, the May meeting is an important one because we have officer elections in May. So if you're able to be here, that'd be a good one, not.
So any, if they end up term for some.
So everybody's been renewed, and I reached out to the people who were supposed to be renewed and asked if they were willing to keep going. So the county did their thing in February this year, which is really great. And then the city just did theirs like 2 weeks ago. So thank you all for saying you would continue on.
Officer election. I gotta start my campaign for officer election.
Great, date and time.
So May 29th is last Thursday. That's the week after the holiday weekend. Are enough people around on the 29th?
Picking it up a week doesn't help. That puts us right at the holiday weekend.
Right. Yeah.
Have it on my calendar.
All right.
Oh, that's high school graduation that night.
That's right, they did move it.
They moved it.
Do you remember what time graduation is, Christine?
Mr. Peterson? I feel like it's 7 o'clock comes to mind, but
7
do
o'clock?
we have anyone on the board graduate? Or people, the band?
I've got kids in band, but That's fine. Thank you.
Well, do we wanna put it at 5 again? This didn't seem too hard, and then even if it's at 7, even with
I
the
think that's a good
organization.
idea.
Move it up to 5 just in case. We can have Brian tattooed on his hand.
My experience, I wasn't at.
Oh, I did try
Yeah.
to put it in the, yeah. So yeah, we'll do 5 again instead, just to,
Okay.
all right,
Okay. Sounds good.
and we'll go fast.
All right.
With black on that.
Are any objections? I'm going to call the meeting adjourned.
5:37,
Who else is online?
Galen and Meredith.
Meredith is on.
Yep. Great, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a
Good
good
night.
night.